Hello everyone, Hobo here again. This time I'm going to be showing some fights with NG at the start of the video, and then I'm actually going to go into some NG's tips and tricks. I'll put annotations that link you to the start of the tips and tricks if you're just interested in those in the video. I just wanted to put a couple fights in since I had the footage lying around. So hopefully this is mainly targeted towards people who aren't too familiar with NG. A lot of people who've been playing it longer probably know these tricks, but I think it's something that these tricks are stuff that every NG should know, and it's game knowledge that even if you're playing other classes can be useful.
I've been looking of this, I've been looking up underneath my skin. I've been looking of this, I've been looking. Looking for a way out of this cage you keep me in. Your hands touch my neck as your breath creeps up underneath my skin. I can't help but to want it. If you are my love, come get it. And I can't fight that grip on my heart. And if love is a drug, I don't want it, because I don't have any self-control. The harder I try to get off it, the more I can see that I need it. I was hoping that you'd see what my heart's doing to me, 'cause your love has me tied and bound, can't make go. And if love is a drug, I don't want it, because I don't have any self-control. The harder I try to get off it, the more I can see that I need it.
Feeling the sun, party done, shadows walking home. Walking with our game on. You are my kind, classic mind, and you look so fine. Loving the cold, smoke and roll, see your fingers shake, and getting through your heartbreak. Some kind of free, same for me, don't know what I need. Don't doubt me, babe, you make me wanna change. Break my bed to make me wanna stay. I can't bite me, babe, you make me love the pain. Break my bed to make me wanna stay. I can't. When you say it like that, oh. door, silent war, who's the first to speak? Speaking like a real freak, voice in my head, in my bed, filled with you instead. Taking your time, work my mind, and I'll play with you. And play pretend it's all true. Follow me down, listen round to that deep dark sound. Don't doubt me, babe, you make me wanna change. Break my bed to make me wanna stay. I can't buy me, babe, you make me love the pain.
So the first thing we'll be talking about is just kind of my thought process behind blasting and when I pick up and or explode the healing turret. One thing to note about the healing turret is that you get a 5-second less cooldown when you pick it up instead of blasting it. So a lot of the times if I'm 1v1ing or 1v2ing Condi classes, I'll just pick it straight up. You still get the Condi cleanse, you still get all that benefit, but you have 5-second less cooldown, which over time makes a huge difference in those fights because that Condi cleanse starts to really add up. When I'm supporting a group, I'll usually blast it, and the reason why I blast it is because I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but I've noticed that when I pick it straight up, I actually can't combo into it at all, which I would like to think is a bug, but maybe it's not. So we'll see here. So right here, when I blast it, you can see area healing and all that pops straight up. So that kind of tells me like, oh, the blast went through as expected. Now we wait the extra 10 seconds to see if what I'm talking about with the other one. Okay, so now talking about what I said before, that when you don't blast it, I don't see the area healing pop up, so I don't think it's actually blasting. See, no blast this time, no area healing popped up, which lends to me to think that you can't actually combo with it unless you blast it, and that also applies to the rocket charge, as far as I know. So you see right there, there was no healing pop up when I used the rocket charge.
Of leap
now
or
we'll see
anything, no blast,
when I do blast it, if the rocket charge actually does pop
when,
up the healing.
I actually blast it to see if that pops up.
Yep, you can see right there I actually get 2 healing things to pop up, which tell me that
You can see
indicates
that
to
I
me
actually
that you
blast
actually
blast
have 2 of them, or
blast it
leap 2 of them
yourself
along
to
with
get
the
those
blast,
healings
which
to
did not pop
even
up
if you
before.
combo it otherwise, which
When
is a
you
pain
don't
'cause
blast
of the
it, which
5-second
lends me to
cooldown
think if you're
increase,
supporting a
but
group
it is
and
what
you
it
want them
is.
to be able to blast it, you gotta blast it. Okay, so the next one actually has to do with rocket charge. As we all know, rocket charge is the third ability on hammer. It's great because it also gives you the evades. But one thing is, when you use it, you get a horrible aftercast. Right there, you can't move. You can't move right there at the end for a little bit. So you have a bit of an aftercast, which really leaves you exposed because you can't use blocks, you can't use reflex, only instant skills like bulwark gyro or other stuff. But now, actually, the way to get around that is if you enter and then exit elixir gun, you can time when the rocket charge ends. So you're going to see me get out of that aftercast right here. See? No aftercast when you exit it. You can still get all 3 hits if you time it correctly, and you can also choose when to exit. So it's a great thing to do if, let's say, they port away and you don't want to follow them that far. All you have to do is go into and exit elixir gun to actually get out of that rocket charge and remove it. Right there you can see I only did 1 leap, so if you only want 1 leap and that first leap's all you want, just use it there. So this next one actually has to do with acid bomb. I see a lot of NGs not utilizing acid bomb correctly, and so I love to use it for cleave. It does great damage, but the issue is you leap back all this way, right? And you get that huge leap back. You have to wait. You have to run back in before you can actually cleave with your hammer and use your abilities there. But you can actually get around this if right after you use it, if you do your drop bundle key, mine's left alt, so I'll be using left alt. If you use that, you'll actually stop the leap back. Right there, you can see I only leapt back this far. This leaves me that much more time where I can just cleave right wherever I land, put it, which makes it, I think it's it's something that every NG needs to know how to do, in my opinion. So another thing, and this applies to every single kit, is you see that when you enter, what you have is you have a 1 second cooldown, so you can't quickly tap out. You see I have a delay here as I press Q to exit. You can actually get around this by using whatever you have bound to swap weapons. I have left alt, and it's technically drop bundle, but you can quickly go in and out of. And this is really useful in combat if you want proc a non-swap sigil, as I'll mention later actually, or it's useful for every kit in my opinion, and proccing those on-swap sigils is something that NG should be able to do in combat, and have it kind of just muscle memory to be able to do that. So this next one is just, it's a little feel thing, and I think that it's just something I like to do. You don't see a lot of NGs doing it, but you'll notice that whenever I use 2, I'll always enter and exit elixir gun, regardless of what I'm doing. And the reason why I do that is the build I use, bring it up here, has a leeching sigil, and I want to be using that as often as possible. So this is 6 second cooldown. Elixir gun doesn't really matter. It's such a short cooldown to go into and out of 1 second. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to proc that leeching sigil to actually combo with that electric whirl. You still get both the hits. I'll demonstrate here. Right there, you can see that I lost the leeching. All I did was 2. That's it. Let's go to outgoing combat, electric whirl, leech, electric whirl. So that added 1k to my damage and would have healed me if I had taken any damage prior to that. So I think that it's just something I have a good muscle memory for, to just add in that elixir gun whenever you use whirl, in my opinion. If you're using a swapping sigil, it just adds a lot more to it and helps give you just a little bit extra damage when you need it. So this next one actually requires a bit of explanation. It also has to do with acid bomb, and you'll notice that what you can do is you go into acid bomb and you can actually go forward if you do it correctly, and it's great for catching up with people, especially if you combo on a rocket charge to get down to them faster. It's also good for getting away if you don't want to have to turn around, so you can just keep running, boom, go straight forward instead of having to flip your camera around and all this. And so the way you actually do this is you have to go into your options, and you have to change, and you have to turn on use free camera. And what this does is, if you don't have it on, whenever you turn away, it will snap back to being right behind your character. And so you want to turn on free camera so it doesn't do that, and this allows you to just sit around wherever you want. And you have to bind about face, so about face is going to be in the keybinds, wherever they are. About face, mine's mouse 4, so you actually won't see it up on the keyboard screen I have, but just know you can bind it to wherever you want. And what you have to do is position, kind of move the camera just a little bit, you got to be an elixir gun, then time about face and 4, pretty much at the exact same time. About face just a little bit before, and then you'll go forward, and you won't be flipped around, or you won't have to go like that, or quickly turn around, or anything. And it's something that each NG should know about. It also works with a couple other things like phase retreat or thief withdraw, so it has some applications outside just NG. Actually, acid bomb is one of the easier ones to time correctly with it, because of the cast time on it. So, but that's just another trick with acid bomb. So that's pretty much it for all the tricks I have. The only other one, and I actually don't do this, but you'll see people swapping into different utility skills, using that tool belt, and then swapping back. So wherever I had it on bulwark gyro, so it's not on cooldown, but you still got the benefit of that toolkit. So, but besides that, that's all I got for my tricks for NG. I'm sure that there's more that the class has, and of course every class has a bunch of tricks, but those are really the big ones that I think set apart someone who's familiar with NG and knows what they're doing, and someone who has just picked up the class or doesn't entirely know how to go about the game. And these are really all of the ones I just showed, and the heal, when it comes to the heal, all are applicable to real life combat situations. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, give it a like or subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you guys for watching.